it's just really important for me to look up from the grief and the sadness so that I can see what is happening around us.
What happens when a fairy tale love story takes a heartbreaking turn? Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming's romance was built on love, family, and commitment, but nothing could have prepared them for what was to come. In 2022, their world was turned upside down when Bruce was diagnosed with aphasia, followed by a devastating frontotemporal dementia diagnosis just a year later. For Emma, life as she knew it changed overnight. She went from being a wife and mother to becoming Bruce's full-time caregiver, all while navigating the emotional toll of watching the man she loves slowly slip away. Despite the unimaginable challenges, Emma remains a pillar of strength, choosing to focus on love and gratitude rather than sorrow. But behind her brave face lies a heartbreaking reality, one that has left many wondering, how does she keep going? And at what cost? Stay with us as we dive into the tragedy of Bruce Willis's wife, Emma Hemming. It's just so sad. What we know about Emma Hemming's marriage. To Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming Willis first crossed paths in 2007, and it only took one date for them to realize they had something special. They didn't meet on a movie set or at a Hollywood event. Instead, their love story began at a mutual trainer's gym. We went on one date on the Friday before Emma was getting ready to move back to New York, and then we fell mad crazy in love, Willis told W Magazine in 2009. When you think about where you're going to find that big love of your life, you seldom think it's someone you already know. You think it's someone you've yet to meet. Years later, in a 2020 interview with People's List, the couple reflected on that unforgettable first encounter. When we first met, I was surprised at how charming and how funny he was, and extremely handsome, Emma recalled. Bruce, on the other hand, had no doubt from the start, simply saying, I was already in love with her. The two officially tied the knot in 2009. Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming Willis tied the knot in 2009 with a beautiful ceremony at Willis's home in Parrot Cay, Turks and Caicos. The star-studded event was attended by close friends and family, including Willis's ex-wife, Demi Moore, and her then-husband, Ashton Kutcher. Willis and Moore, who were married from 1987 to 2000, share 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. More than a decade later, Willis and Hemming Willis remain devoted to each other. In March 2021, they celebrated 12 years of marriage, and Hemming Willis marked the occasion with a heartfelt Instagram post. Boy, I sure do love this guy to the moon and back. Even though there's been times I would have loved to take him to the moon, drop him off, and come back solo, she joked. She acknowledged that marriage has its ups and downs, but emphasized, he is my person. There's no one I would want to go through this crazy thing called marriage with than him. He's my family. He's given me the family and more I dreamed of, and I love him to my core. They've had plenty of sweet PDA red carpet moments together. Bruce Willis has cemented his legacy in Hollywood with an unforgettable career, starring in iconic films like Pulp Fiction and Die Hard. Time and again, he's proven himself as a powerhouse actor. But beyond the big screen, Willis has also shared plenty of heartfelt moments with his wife, Emma Hemming Willis. Whether attending red carpet events or just enjoying life together, the couple has never shied away from showing their affection. At the premiere of A Good Day to Die Hard in February 2013, Willis didn't miss a chance to plant a big kiss on his wife, proving their love was just as strong as ever. Public displays of affection aren't anything new for the couple. In a 2009 interview with W Magazine, Willis opened up about how his relationship with Hemming Willis completely shifted his perspective on love. I went from love, to love is truly the answer, he admitted. And when it comes to keeping the romance alive, Willis didn't hold back. We're sickening. We make out in public, he joked. I know there's some rule that you're not supposed to be doing. What is it? Public displays of affection. Bruce and Emma Willis have 2 children together, Mabel Ray and Evelyn Penn. Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming Willis have built a beautiful blended family together. 3 years after saying "I do," they welcomed their first daughter, Mabel Ray, on April 1st, 2012. 2 years later, their second daughter, Evelyn Penn, was born on May 5th, 2014. With 5 daughters in total, including Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah from his previous marriage to Demi Moore, Willis is no stranger to being surrounded by strong, independent women. Family time is a top priority, and in December 2021, they hit the slopes for their daughter's first-ever ski trip. Emma proudly shared the milestone on Instagram, writing, "Success! First time skiing." Willis has always had a close bond with his daughters, but as the only man in a household full of women, he occasionally jokes about the lack of male energy. His eldest, Rumor, shared a funny anecdote while guest hosting The Talk in November 2020. She revealed that during quarantine, her dad playfully nudged her about having a son, saying, "I need some male energy in this group." With 5 daughters, a wife, an ex-wife, and a blended family full of women, it's safe to say Bruce Willis is outnumbered. But he wouldn't have it any other way. Emma appeared in her husband's movie Red 2. In 2013, Bruce Willis reprised his role as a retired CIA agent in Red 2, but he wasn't the only Willis to make an appearance. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, had a small cameo as Kelly, an assistant who meets an unfortunate fate at the hands of Neil McDonough's character Horton. While neither Emma nor Bruce has shared much about working together on the film, it's likely that Emma took the role as a way to stay close to her husband during filming. At the time, she had recently given birth to their first daughter, Mabel, and was spotted on set in Paris with their 6-month-old baby, watching Bruce in action. Though they didn't share any scenes on screen, the couple still made a stylish appearance together at the film's premiere, proving once again that they are always each other's biggest supporters. Emma Hemming Willis and Demi Moore love each other like sisters. Talk about a modern blended family done right. Over the years, Bruce Willis and his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, have built a close and supportive relationship with his ex-wife, Demi Moore. On International Women's Day in March 2021, Moore celebrated Hemming Willis in an Instagram post, calling her a beautiful mother dedicated to her family and an absolutely gorgeous woman. She even described them as sisters, writing, "Emma Hemming Willis. I see her as family, who I am honored to call a friend. Our children are sisters, and yet there is no name for what our family connection is to one another. We are mothers united, sisters bonded on this crazy adventure of life." Whether it's celebrating birthdays, going on family vacations, or just showing up for each other, the two women have proven time and again that they have a special bond. When Bruce and Emma renewed their wedding vows in March 2019, Moore was right there with them. "She welcomed me into her family like I welcomed her into ours," Hemming Willis told Us Weekly. "I have so much respect for how Bruce and Demi worked through their divorce to be able to put their children first. I learned so much from that and grew so much from watching that. It was important for her to be there." They renewed their vows for their 10-year anniversary. In 2019, Bruce Willis and Emma Hemming Willis decided to renew their wedding vows, celebrating 10 years of marriage in a heartfelt ceremony surrounded by family and close friends. "We said, 'We do,' again, 10 years later," Emma shared in an Instagram post at the time. The intimate celebration included their 2 daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, who got to play a special role as flower girls. Also in attendance were Willis's ex-wife, Demi Moore, and their 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, proving once again how close-knit their blended family truly is. Reflecting on the special day, Emma shared how much it meant to include their young daughters. "It was really for them. To be flower girls, to be part of something that feels kind of monumental. 10 years felt like a big deal and something fun to celebrate." She also made sure to invite Moore, explaining, "I loved having her there again. I wouldn't do it without her." Emma Hemming Willis revealed that her husband was stepping away from the industry. On March 30th, 2022, Bruce Willis's family took to Instagram to share some difficult news. He had been diagnosed with aphasia and would be stepping away from his acting career to focus on his health. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, posted a heartfelt message alongside a photo of the actor, writing, "To Bruce's amazing supporters, as a family, we wanted to share that our beloved Bruce has been experiencing some health issues and has recently been diagnosed with aphasia, which is impacting his cognitive abilities." Aphasia is a condition that affects a person's ability to communicate, often caused by a stroke or brain injury. According to the Mayo Clinic, it can impair speech, comprehension, and the ability to form coherent sentences. The American Speech-Language Hearing Association notes that its effects can vary depending on which part of the brain is affected. Given his diagnosis, Willis made the difficult decision to step away from acting, with his family standing by his side as he navigates this new chapter. Emma spoke out about Bruce's dementia diagnosis and her grief in the aftermath. In 2022, Bruce Willis was diagnosed with aphasia, a condition that affects cognitive function and communication. His wife, Emma Hemming Willis, along with his family and ex-wife Demi Moore, shared the news on Instagram. A year later, they revealed that his condition had progressed and he had been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia. For Emma, processing the diagnosis was an emotional journey. In a heartfelt Instagram post that year, she reflected on the challenges she faced. "This was the summer of self-discovery, finding new hobbies, stepping out of my comfort zone, and staying active. My grief can be paralyzing, but I'm learning how to live alongside it," she wrote. She also shared a piece of wisdom from her stepdaughter, Scout, who told her, "Grief is the deepest and purest form of love." Emma added, "I hope you find some comfort in that, too." Emma Hemming struggled with guilt by her husband's second diagnosis. In February 2023, nearly a year after Bruce Willis was diagnosed with aphasia, his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, and the rest of the Willis Moore family shared another difficult update. The actor had been diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia, FTD. In their Instagram statement, they explained that FTD is a group of degenerative brain disorders affecting the frontal and temporal lobes. "Unfortunately, challenges with communication are just one symptom of the disease Bruce faces," they wrote. "While this is painful, it is a relief to finally have a clear diagnosis." The news was heartbreaking for Emma and their family, and she has been open about her struggles in coming to terms with it. In a post marking her 17th wedding anniversary, she reflected on the mix of emotions the day now brings. "I give myself 30 minutes to sit in the why him, why us, to feel the anger and grief," she wrote. "Then I shake it off and return to what is, and what is unconditional love." Emma has also spoken candidly about the guilt she has felt as Bruce's caregiver, acknowledging that her family has access to resources many others do not. In an op-ed for Maria Shriver's Sunday paper, she wrote, "When what I share about our family's journey gets press attention, I know that there are many thousands of untold, unheard stories, each of them deserving of compassion and concern." At the same time, she recognizes that sharing her experience can offer comfort to others facing similar struggles. It was a challenge to explain it to her young daughters. How do you tell your children that their father has an incurable disease? It's the kind of conversation no parent ever wants to have, but for Emma Hemming Willis, it became an unavoidable reality. "What I learned from our therapist was that if children ask questions, they're ready to know the answer," she told Town & Country in 2024. She has explained Bruce Willis's frontotemporal dementia, FTD, diagnosis to their young daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, but she hasn't necessarily focused on the terminal nature of the disease. "They know that Daddy's not going to get better," she shared. Beyond navigating these tough conversations with her children, Emma is also mourning the future she once imagined with Bruce. She admitted that they had so many plans for their family, dreams they'd hoped to fulfill together. "You just rip that page out completely, and then how do you rewrite the story?" she reflected. But Emma isn't letting Bruce's diagnosis define their story. In a January 2025 Instagram post, she spoke about how advocacy has become her way of reclaiming control. "FTD doesn't get to write my family's story. I do," she declared. She added that taking action is "my way of giving FTD the middle finger and making it clear that powerful advocates, care partners, researchers, scientists, medical professionals, and community leaders are coming for it, and I'm right there with them." Though her life no longer looks like the fairy tale ending she once envisioned, Emma is finding ways to embrace the new reality, making the most of the time they have together. Emma has contended with false rumors and overzealous paparazzi. While Bruce Willis and his family have received an overwhelming amount of love and support following his diagnoses, there have also been moments when the press has crossed the line. As Bruce's biggest advocate, Emma Hemming Willis hasn't hesitated to step in when necessary. One such instance occurred when paparazzi got too close for comfort. In an Instagram video, Emma shared that Bruce had gone out for coffee with friends when photographers spotted him and began snapping pictures and recording video. While some were simply calling out to him with admiration, Emma explained that the situation could be incredibly overwhelming, not just for Bruce, but for those caring for him. She made a heartfelt plea, asking the paparazzi to respect his space. "I know this is your job, but maybe just keep your space. Please don't be yelling at my husband, asking him how he's doing or whatever, the woohooing and the yippee-ki-yays, just don't do it." Given the circumstances, it was a remarkably composed and gracious request. Unfortunately, that wasn't the only time Emma had to push back against misinformation. Around the same time, a report surfaced claiming that Demi Moore had moved in with Bruce and Emma to help out with his care. While Emma and Demi do have a close relationship, the story simply wasn't true. Emma quickly shut it down, posting a screenshot of the headline to her Instagram story with a blunt response. "Let's nip this one in the bud. This is so dumb. Please stop." Emma has been triggered by clickbait about Bruce Willis, too. Despite her repeated calls for accuracy, misleading headlines about Bruce Willis continue to surface, and even Emma Hemming Willis admits that sometimes she's momentarily fooled by them. One particular headline claimed that Bruce no longer experienced joy, a suggestion that struck a nerve with Emma. In an Instagram video, she didn't just dismiss it as false, she called out the damaging message it sent to others facing similar diagnoses. "Stop scaring people into thinking that once they get a diagnosis of some kind of neurocognitive disease, that's it. It's over. Let's pack it up. Nothing else to see here. We're done." It is the complete opposite of that, she said. Emma made it clear that while Bruce's diagnosis brought challenges, his life in the years since had also been full of meaningful and joyful moments. It was a message she had already shared in an interview with Maria Shriver's Sunday paper, where she spoke about finding happiness in small moments. "I have hope in how our entire family can find joy in the small things and in coming together to celebrate all the moments life has to offer," she said. A few weeks later, she proved that sentiment in action, sharing a heartwarming Thanksgiving photo of their extended family gathered together with Bruce. Emma Hemming Willis shared a heartbreaking message after Gene Hackman's death. In the wake of Gene Hackman's passing, Emma Hemming Willis is using the moment to shine a light on an often overlooked reality, the immense challenges faced by caregivers. Hackman's wife, Betsy Arakawa, had been his primary caregiver following his Alzheimer's diagnosis. Tragically, just a week before Hackman's death in March 2025, Arakawa passed away unexpectedly from hantavirus, a heartbreaking turn of events that left many stunned. Reflecting on the devastating loss, Emma took to Instagram to stress the importance of supporting those who dedicate themselves to caring for others. It's just made me think of this broader story, and that is that caregivers need care too, she said in a heartfelt video. It is so important that we show up for them so they can continue to show up for their person. She went on to challenge the common misconception that caregivers are always in control, always managing with grace and composure. I don't subscribe to that, she admitted, acknowledging the emotional and physical toll that caregiving takes. For Emma, the Hackman story is a stark reminder of why caregivers must also be cared for. In a follow-up post, she continued advocating for those in her position, writing, "Caregiving takes a village, yet most are doing it alone, and let me tell you, it's not sustainable." Her message was clear. Caregivers, often so focused on the well-being of their loved ones, can't be expected to shoulder the burden alone. She urged her followers to check in on the caregivers in their lives, to offer support, and to recognize the essential but exhausting role they play. As Emma navigates her own journey as Bruce Willis's caregiver, she remains vocal about the need for compassion, resources, and understanding, not just for those battling degenerative diseases, but for the people who stand beside them, day in and day out. Emma has spoken about concerns for her own health. While much of the attention has understandably been on Bruce Willis's health in recent years, Emma Hemming Willis has also, back in 2016, while in Germany promoting her natural body care line, Coco Baba, Emma took time to attend the Dreamball Cancer fundraiser. Speaking to Ty Conline on the red carpet, she shared that she was grateful her schedule allowed her to be there, as cancer was something deeply personal to her. "My family has been struck by cancer numerous times, so it's something that is close to home," she said, emphasizing the importance of supporting those affected by the disease. While she didn't disclose specifics at the time, she later opened up in a 2017 blog post, revealing that cancer runs on her mother's side of the family. That reality has made her particularly vigilant about her own health. "I wouldn't say I'm paranoid or a hypochondriac, but I do get nervous when I feel something that I sense could be a lump or mass, given my genetic disposition to breast cancer," she wrote. Through it all, whether advocating for her husband's health or raising awareness about her own, Emma has remained a passionate and thoughtful voice. Even when faced with misinformation or personal struggles, she's handled it with grace. As she continues to navigate life's challenges, she remains a pillar of strength, and we're sending her and the entire Willis family love and support. Emma Hemming Willis has shown incredible strength as she navigates the challenges of being a caregiver, an advocate, and a devoted wife to Bruce Willis. Despite the heartbreaking reality of his diagnosis, she continues to push back against misinformation, raise awareness about dementia, and find moments of joy with her family. What do you think about Emma's approach to handling the media and advocating for caregivers? Let us know in the comments below, and if you want to stay updated on more stories like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel.